Okay, we're gonna try this again. My internet went out, so I had to go reset the connection. I love Charter. Such a great internet company. So we're gonna wait for a second and let everybody get back on. Stupid internet. I have Charter, and I swear that that internet goes out more than any freaking internet I've ever had. They just came and replaced our modem, and it doesn't seem to improve very much. So the first video is posted that lists everything that I use. Yeah, I wish they would. So I'm just going to go through the drips with this video. Look for the first one if you want to know the materials. Alright, I'm going to angle you guys back down again. I already did one since my service went out and my paint was starting to dry a little bit, so lovely. Alright, so this is what the first one looks like. So just drips. So I'm going to go through with my second one and do it. So, Hi. You don't want to say anything? Can you shut the door?
Am I about to do a live?
I am live. Okay, bye. Y'all. Alright, so let me fill this back up. With my chocolate. Y'all let me know if I freeze again. I could still see it on my phone, I just couldn't see it on my iPad. I got air bubble in here. Where is... Okay. Is that over? It's over glitter. I have not epoxied this yet. I just spray my clear spray, then sprinkle glitter on, and then seal it again. Alright, so we're going to try this again. Danielle, you'll have to go back and watch the first video. That's where I listed everything that I used. And then my service cut out, so. Lovely internet service. So, again, we're just going to start on one spot. And you can just make your drips, you know, however long or short you want. And I kind of, you know, leave a little bit of room if I know I'm going to put a decal on it. So my drips won't be in the way of my decal. So there's this one. Yeah, guys, this is the second video. My service went out. So I posted another one where I show all the products that I use to make this. So you can go back and look at the first video if you want to see exactly what I use. But it's basically just thick paint. You want thick acrylic paint. I use like a painting medium, like a thin painting medium, like Floetrol, Liquitex, to thin it out just a little bit. And then mica pigments. You don't have to use mica, that's just what I use to color it. So, and two, like, the epoxy smooths out all, like, the little bumps and stuff of, like, the paint, you know, because it's not 100% even. But the, epoxy will smooth it out. Because that's what epoxy does. It's good at hiding little flaws. So that's the other one. If y'all are just joining, this is what like a almost finished one looks like. I put little sprinkles on it. The water slide has not been epoxied yet, and I haven't sanded it or anything. So, yep, I just let this dry. I let it dry overnight. Oh, sorry guys. I let it dry overnight, and then I epoxy it. But you can, I mean, if you do like really, really thick drips, it may take a little longer than overnight. No, it might, Samantha, it might drip just a little bit, but not a lot. Not enough that you would have to worry about it dripping on, you know, too far down the cup or whatever. I just put them on, like you can see these, like it might have dripped just like a little bit because you can tell that this part is a little thicker, so it has more paint there. But, I mean, it pretty much stayed exactly where I placed it. So, yep. And if you want them to drip a little more, then just add like a little bit more like liquid to it. Like those, I didn't really want them to drip very much. I just wanted them to stay where I placed them. So I'll do my other hot chocolate ones. I might put a little more. My paint is starting to dry out just a little bit. So I might actually need to make a little more, but so y'all can, I'll just kind of pour this so y'all can see how like liquidy that is. But if your paint is starting to dry out a little bit, then it's fine to add some more. And it's clear, so it's not going to change the color of your paint. Alright, let's load this one up. But this is just, to me anyway, it's much easier than using epoxy. And that's like probably the main reasons why I stopped doing my drip cups. I don't even think I have them listed on my Etsy anymore. Just because I didn't really enjoy doing it. And if you don't enjoy making something, then why would you even make it? Shannon, yes, they do have lids. I've actually had those forever. They're from saveacup.com. They're the Mars brand, which I think is pretty much the original, like, stainless steel cup supplier. But I'm not sure if Irene has them. I don't know if Hog has them or not. If anybody else knows, let her know. But I just had, like, cases of them when I used to just do, like, vinyl decals on things. So I figured that they would be cute, epoxied also. And I have a show coming up, so. You're welcome, guys. I know, hopefully this will kind of be like an easier way to do it. For those that may have been, like, intimidated by the epoxy way. The one thing I will say, sometimes you do have to be careful with, like, air bubbles, because you're just kind of like, I go really, really slow. So if there is an air bubble, I can just kind of go back over it, you know? So, I'll just kind of, and I like to let it kind of drip over the handle. Oops, see, like, there's an air bubble. So you just kind of cover it back up. It's a good thing with paint. You just go slow. And I do still use the flap wheel to clean my rims with this, and I didn't have a problem cleaning them earlier. Even though it's kind of thick. So I'll usually just do, you know, shorter drips on, like, the front where I know my image is gonna go. And then on, like, the sides, you can do, like, longer drips if you want. But yeah, it's just like icing a cake. So, just like that, you guys. Let me read some comments. No, I have not epoxied them. No, they're just, these are not epoxy yet. They're just, it's just raw glitter. But they work fine. The paint does not seep into the glitter like It just stays where you put it. This one has been epoxied. Jenny, this is the second video, so I would suggest going back and looking at the first one, and you'll see all the different products that I use. My first video cut out, so. But it's basically just thick paint. I might just go ahead and do my last one. I think I have enough paint in here to, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Yeah, this would be good. You can do the ice cream cup with it. You can probably do honey. Maybe mix like some clear paint medium with alcohol ink. I don't know. Or just like a yellow mica. Don't know if I'm going to have enough brown to finish this one. We'll see. Oh, almost lost that. Alright. We're going to try. Yes, Kimberly, I just epoxy just like regular. I mean, it shouldn't be that. I mean, it's not really, like, it doesn't add that much. See, it's not that bulky. It's just a little bit. Because, like, the drips are, like, the thicker part is down at the bottom. So it shouldn't really affect, if you don't use a straw, it shouldn't really affect how you drink from it. Yeah, when I do epoxy them, let me get this one. When I do epoxy them, I really try to wipe away as much epoxy from the drips as I can. So there's not just like a huge pool of epoxy like between the drips, if that makes sense. That way you're not going to get air bubbles or things like that. So I basically just like coat it a little bit with epoxy. The drips anyway. And let's see. So that's pretty much it, guys. Let's bring you back up. See if my stupid iPad will. I don't know, stay straight. So that's pretty much it. I mean, like y'all can tell, I mean, it's just acrylic paint, so y'all can tell it's already starting to get like a film on it. Like it looks like matte a little bit. It's not super shiny or wet. So it'll stay like this until I epoxy it. So, and then this one, it's like a chocolate cake donut, you know? So see how it's already matte? So it starts to dry pretty quickly. So yeah, by tomorrow I should be able to epoxy these and get like decals on them. So this is again like what they look like finished. These are just little like dot glitter that I put on them. And hot pink. That one's super cute. Yes, I do epoxy after the drips. I'll wait for them to dry and then epoxy them. So, super cute. The paint, just look for artist acrylic. It's just, it does not have to be this brand. It's just not this one. Not the cheap, 99-cent one. These, they're usually, I think, like $4.99, I think. But you can use, like, the 40% off coupon. But the Artist Soft is one I use. Oops. Liquitex is one I use, but Liquitex is going to be more expensive because these are actually, like, artist paints. Just any thick acrylic. And then you can thin it out with Floetrol, mica. Mica will thicken it back up a little bit. So just keep like Floetrol on hand and just kind of, you just want it like a consistency where it's still like liquid, but it's not going to drip like that. That's what you're looking for. So just mix it until you get that kind of consistency. Yep, the paint dries hard. If you guys want like more in-depth, I guess, go back and watch the first video. I don't know why my internet just decided to cut out, so it cut me off. So I had to go restart it. Yeah. Were there any more questions? I think I covered everything. But it's just fun to do, and much more easier than trying to like wait for epoxy to harden and all that crap. Because that stuff would drive me nuts. And like I said, I know somebody else asked too about UV resin, and I tried that and it did not work. And I think that like it did not harden all the way under the light, and I think that was because the UV light could not penetrate through the color. So it hardened the outside, but the inside was still liquid because I have it all over my hands, because the mica is opaque and the UV light could not penetrate through the color to harden the inside of it. So that was a big mess, and that cup is in my strip pile now. So this was the next thing that I tried was paint, and it worked much better. yep, I hope this helps some of you guys out. Alright, well, I think that's all if y'all don't have any more questions. I'm just going back through comments. Alright guys, well I guess that's all. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Go back and find the first video if y'all want to see. I kind of go more in depth of the products that I use because this one cut out. So go back and watch the first one, and if you have any questions, just post below and I will try to answer them. I'm about to leave to go out to dinner tonight with my brother, but I'll try to get back with y'all when I can. Alright, you guys, y'all have a great